Hello, everyone. It's Much Grace. I want to give my review of the Michael movie, the new Michael Jackson movie that came out last weekend, April 24th. Well, I saw it opening weekend. Did you see it? If you haven't, comment below. Why not? I've been anticipating this movie since I first heard about it, so I couldn't wait to see it, and it did not disappoint. Now, I heard about Jafar Jackson before the whole Michael movie came about. I seen him singing, I think one of his videos or something of him singing, performing. So I knew who he was before the Michael movie. And so I knew he would be perfect for Michael Jackson. I mean, he has the look. Not only, even just the body type. He has the voice, that sweetness, that I guess, all the Jacksons kind of soft spoken that they have. So he really captured that essence of Michael, and he was just great for that role. There was one scene in the movie, Human Nature. He was singing, which they said it was his voice and Michael's voice together. They combined. I mean, he was hitting those moves. So they said he had been studying this role for about 2 years. So his dedication, it shows. I mean, he deserves every award. Another standout in the movie was the actor that played Joe Jackson, Coleman Domingo. He did great capturing Joe Jackson. The whole cast really did great. Comment below your thoughts on Katherine Jackson. Do you feel like was she a bit too quiet? Do you feel like she should have spoke up more? Now this is in real life. Do you feel that way as far as what the Jacksons went through with their childhood? How do you feel Nia Long did in portraying Katherine Jackson? I think she did great. It was just sort of like a quiet, her presence, but it was still strong. But everyone, even the young Michael, did great. I will say I'm going to be giving you what I like and what I don't like. So, what I didn't like is just that they skipped through so fast through the decades. Like we were in the 70s and then we went, no, we started off in the 60s and then we went to the 70s. It was just going really fast, like they were glossing over, some things and hurrying it up. And I wanted them to kind of stay there and develop more of the story. I wanted them to show more of the variety show that the Jacksons did, like the Cara Burnett show. I think Diana Ross had a show that they were on, and who else? Sonny Cher. Those variety shows, the Osmond. Like, I want to see more of that. I want to see more interaction with the siblings and just how they felt about Michael, how Michael felt about them. They showed a little bit of it when Michael was asking them to play Twister, but I want to see more sibling interaction. I didn't like that they only had Latoya as the sister when there's Janet and Reby. And I felt like Michael and Janet had a special relationship. I would have liked to have seen that captured on screen. I love though how they showed Michael and just his work ethic and just how serious and dedicated he was to his artistry, just the creativity, like the little space in their home in Havenhurst, the studio, just where he would think and create the music, the affirmations that he had. I like how they showed that. Just that human side of Michael that they showed, how sensitive he was, like for animals, for people, his love. I like how they showed that. The humbleness of Michael, him living at home with his parents. Even when he became a huge star, he was still living at home. I think I heard them say up until he was 29 or something, he lived at home. But I like how they showed it was about family. Even that's, I guess, maybe the only positive thing with Joe Jackson. He was trying to get them to stay together as a family and to be one. But I like how they showed that and how Michael humbled himself. And he went on the tour. He didn't want to do that, but he did for family. So I like that. I will say though, I didn't like how they left people out that I felt like was a part of Michael's life and that played a role. Mainly Diana Ross. I know at the last minute before the movie aired, the actress came out and said that her scenes were cut, I guess for legal reasons. And so we wouldn't be able to see Diana Ross. But I felt like she was a major part of Michael's life, and so we didn't get a chance to see their relationship on screen or what that was. Maybe she didn't want to be a part of it, but I felt like we missed a lot with that. We missed Studio 54, which I believe they did film because I saw some scenes from that they cut. Studio 54, which is where Michael, I guess, it was like a club, I guess, where Michael went a lot. I also heard that him and LaToya, they moved to New York and lived together, but we didn't get to see any of that. My biggest thing was The Wiz. That's one of my favorite movies, and we didn't get to see that either, and that involved Diana Ross too. So to me, Diana Ross, you could comment below. You feel like, did we need to see her and Michael, their relationship and what that was, or you're fine with that being left out? Are you fine with Janet Jackson and Rebe being left out of the movie? Comment below. I felt like they had Michael just kind of being alone with Bubbles, like he didn't have any friends. When during that time, meaning the late 70s, early 80s, again, he did have Diana Ross, right? Their friendship, relationship, or whatever that was. There was also Stephanie Mills and Brooke Shields and Tatum O'Neal. We didn't get to see his interaction or relationship with those people. Emmanuel Lewis, like, wasn't he friends with him too? Little Webster from the 80s. Yeah, so I feel like they kind of left some people out, but it was a great movie. And, and I know that it was just the time, was limited. It was just a 2-hour movie, although I could have sat there for another hour, and I'm sure a lot of other people could have just still sat there because people didn't get up immediately when the movie was over. They could have told more. Another thing, I think they just kind of focused too much on Joe Jackson, and it almost kind of felt like it was a Michael versus Joe Jackson. And I mean, you can comment below how you feel about Joe Jackson, and if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be a Michael. Or was he too hard on them? Comment your thoughts on Joe Jackson, but I felt like it was too much of Michael versus Joe in the movie. But it'll be interesting to see the part two, because they did say it will be a part two, and it might even be a 3, 4. It might be a whole Michael's franchise series of movies. So it'll be interesting to see how they do the next part, which we all know kind of gets really deep and kind of messy in Michael's life. Hopefully they show everything and not just gloss over. We want to see the real, the true, his story, the good and the bad is what I want to see. I don't want them to gloss over it or leave people out. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. Comment your thoughts below. I did want to share that this is a picture of my parents going to a Michael Jackson concert, Jackson 5, and that my grandmother made their outfits.